I'm Mimi Serbasova.
And I'm Andrea Canese, and we are the co-founders of Compass Rose History Experiences and your local HIP historians. Compass Rose History Experiences helps bring people closer to the communities we love through local history. We do this through tours, presentations, historical research, and our lovably local podcast.
We're sharing some quick tips today on working at historic venues and how you can help your clients incorporate the stories of their historic location into their event.
If you have ever been involved in an event at a venue that is historic, you know just how tricky it can be. There are some challenges you might face regarding accessibility, climate control, and restrictions on what you can and cannot do within the historic building or site. And all of that is for very good reason. We love the saying, it's not good because it's old because it's good. Some historic structures that are 50 years or older may be included in the National Register for Historic Places, which is a program of the Department of Interior. Strict standards for maintaining and preserving places on the National and Historic Registers means restrictions on how these spaces can be used.
Okay. If you're working with a client, it is so important to get them the information about what limitations there are for hosting at their specific historic site. Managing those expectations from the start is going to help prevent disappointment down the road. For example, you may be limited in what kind of fasteners you can use to attach floral decorations to, say, the pews in a historic church. And if you're planning on showing a client around a historic site, it's always good to speak with any staff that might be available, just to learn what policies are in place, even if you've hosted an event there before. Sometimes bad things happen that cause historic venues to change their policies overnight. This advice applies to anybody in the event industry. Planners, photographers, caterers, and even officiants can benefit from staying connected to those staff.
You can also help your clients to bring the history of their wedding venue into the theme of their decor. Take the Powell Crosley estate, a very popular wedding venue between Sarasota and Bradenton overlooking the bay. Absolutely beautiful location. But did you know that Powell Crosley Jr. was an inventor of many products, including radios? So imagine encouraging a music-loving couple to incorporate images of Crosley's Harco radios into their invitations. How cool would that be? In addition to using the building's story in the theme, you can also take from the era in which the historic wedding venue was built.
That's right. Take the Southgate Center, a great example of Sarasota School of Architecture, designed by renowned architect Victor Lundy in 1956. The Southgate neighborhood was developed on land that was previously orange groves. Subtle touches of old Florida and mid-century modern style can make any celebration in that space even more memorable. And here's a little hint, some of these pictures are from my wedding.
Despite some limitations, working with historic venues is often a big benefit for both your clients and the venues themselves. Often historic sites use income from venue rentals to maintain and preserve the very buildings and landscapes that make them historic in the first place. Many historic spaces are owned and operated by area nonprofits. We've heard staff at some historic venues explain that rentals support their mission and expand their ability to provide other services to the community.
A very worthwhile thing. And so with that, we are so glad that we could share some quick insights about working with historic wedding venues.
And be sure to follow Compass Rose History Experiences on Facebook or Instagram for great moments in local history every Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.